Shine with NJOKI, Kamanja, Kathy.
Hi guys, welcome to Shine with NJOKI Kamanja Kethi. This is a station where you learn, you are educated, you are entertained, and I believe that in every video you are always getting some wisdom nuggets. So this is NJOKI Kamanja Kethi as always, and today I still have my sijui nitamuitaje. She's a beautiful mama of 2022. Shida ni kuringa, zitarudia hii kitu tena. Will I ever say it again? So happy Valentine.
Oh, thank you.
This is an indication that she never gave me anything.
No, next year, forward it.
Sema ati ilikuwa mashujaa. You're welcome.
Thank you, NJOKI.
It's always a pleasure to have you because I know every day and every episode we are learning something. So I don't know, maybe you introduce yourself just in case we have a new audience, and then we can go to the topic of the day.
All right, my name is Trizah Nyabura Masharia, and I love the Lord Jesus. I'm a counseling psychologist by profession.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So there's an episode where we were learning about boundaries.
Yes.
And we learned about family protection. Mimi nikaenda na maswali mie. Nikaanza kusikia kama giant with the questions. So you were talking about this part when you're protecting your family, like when the house girl is serving your husband and he's interpreting it as love because it's an act of service. But the reason I want us to have this episode is because I don't want now the woman in the house to live in fear.
Yeah.
And I also want the man in the house to know that you can make your wife feel secure.
Yeah.
Not because nimeleta one of my girlfriends, no, I am not okay because I know anything can happen, or because if I am working somewhere and I am going for 3 days, now I have to transport my children and the house girl because now I am afraid. So I want us to expound on that so that we can make, how do we make this woman not live in fear as much as she's trying to protect her family?
Okay, NJOKI, let me say this without contradicting what I said last week.
Yeah.
That when we put protective boundaries, we are not saying that because one man has ever done, every man should.
Yeah.
We are saying they can, but they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah? We are saying that I fell in love with a man who I know is not also an animal.
Yeah.
He has instincts, but he also has brains.
And he has choices.
You know, that the temptation can come.
Yeah.
Oh, I like some things one person said, that a bird can fly over your head.
Yeah.
The problem happens if you allow it to land and now make a nest on your head. That is where the problem arises. We are saying that when we put these family protection boundaries for a good relationship, love is jealous. So for this woman, I'm not sending her out to be afraid, but just love enough to be a bit jealous that you will allow a bit of insecurity that if men have done this, I don't want this to happen. But there'll be instances where this woman might not be home.
Because now, right now, we are empowered. We are working.
Even apart from working,
country.
If a woman goes to have a baby, the minimum number of days a woman will stay in hospital after maybe a CS would be like 3 days, 4 days, or 5, you know. So who is this man? And what is he doing at this time? There is still the house girl at home
and
taking care of
him.
And who
this
is
house
serving
girl.
him? Yeah. But having said that, that there is a level of responsibility for every person in a relationship. We also talked about this woman drawing her own boundaries. And we are not only talking about women, that every person in a relationship should know who they are in this relationship enough to draw boundaries to protect the relationship, even before we are protecting the family. That as a man, he's also thinking, I am a married man and I am married to NJOKI. So even if this house girl is serving, and if this temptation is coming every time I see her serving me, then I should also as a man tell her, wacha nitajiwekea. And I have seen men who have done that. That when the wife is away, I lived with an an auntie, my uncle recently passed on. And my uncle was this kind of man that if my auntie is not around, because sometimes she would travel, he would go to the kitchen and prepare breakfast for everyone, including the house girl who's there.
Wow.
And I also know him to tell the house girl, if he's in the kitchen, enda nitafanya. Nitakwambia nikimaliza. That is a man who knows I am a man and I am prone to temptation. And because I don't want to betray my wife, because I don't want to betray the trust she has for me, then I'm also putting up these boundaries. There is also a woman there who's also knowing that I have a man in the house. This is what I have told my house girl, but in case I'm not there, I don't have to be afraid because I trust the man that I live with. Marriage, relationships, the most important foundation on which a good relationship stands is that of trust.
Now, already this man has shown that, let's say maybe he has had one or two behaviors. You have maybe caught him cheating. And maybe you have worked things out. But at the same time, you have kids here who have to be taken care of. And you are working. And the only way is to have a house help. Or maybe have a day bag who comes in the morning and leaves in the evening. Now, at this point, what do you do? Because you can't continue protecting somebody who has chosen the route of infidelity. And at the same time, you want your kids to be taken care of. And you can't quit your job.
It's true. Some choices come very hard to be made. And being a counselor who's practicing, I can assure you those cases are coming many times. And as a woman, if you really want, and you know, NJOKI, let me also put it this way, that when you're protecting, it's not only your husband you're protecting, you're also protecting this girl. Because she's your responsibility. Nilikutafutia, you went to the bureau or you called someone from a country, get me a house girl, and then this girl comes into your house. If anything happens to this girl, you are also responsible, not your husband. And if you already can see signs of a straying eye in your husband, then the firmer the boundaries should be. Maybe sometimes even as you travel out, you can get somebody he would respect. You can get somebody like maybe his sister to come and stay over. I'm traveling and I need you to come and watch over the kids and the house help. Would you? Because he might not be able to make a move on the house girl when the sister is around. So there are all these things, and homes are different. There is no one family that we can take and say this is how things should be done. People are different. I may have a husband who is not even interested, you know, in the house girl, and I feel completely secure. Or I might have the man like the one you're describing who has a straying eye. There are still ways you can put protection. And as I said, there are family protection boundaries. You're protecting him from sin, but you're also protecting this girl now who is a member of your family from getting her life destroyed by your husband. And many are the girls who have come into our homes and we've chased them away with their pregnancies. Sometimes not knowing the pregnancy could be your husband's. You know? But this girl cannot speak out. Maybe because she's afraid of you, that you will think I strayed with your husband, so you might beat her up. She's afraid of confronting your husband about this. So the girl who came to look for money because the family is struggling goes back with another burden of a baby who does not now have a father. So when we talk of family protection boundaries, we are not only protecting the immediate family members, even any person who comes into your home becomes your responsibility, including that house girl. But as I said, as a woman, you're not supposed to be living in fear. You're not supposed to. We are empowered women. We are coming from a place, NJOKI, and I know you're familiar with the kind of work I do. Sometimes I'm gone away for a conference or a seminar for 2-3 days, for a week sometimes. I'm not going to carry my husband because I'm afraid my house girl is going to stray with him. I am also expecting and putting my trust in God and in him. That I trust you so much that you'll be left with my workers in the home and you're going to behave yourself. That a wise woman builds. Most families husbands work away, especially those who are up country.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about your family, but I know of families. I grew up in Nairobi, so I have no idea how this works.
My dad is in Nairobi, my mom is in the up country. Yeah.
So if they are gardeners, who is still responsible for that home? Mostly it's your mother, isn't it? But I also believe that the voice of a man is very effective in a family.
Yeah.
That I've had workers, I don't live either in Nairobi or I am somewhere in between. And there are times I've had gardeners in my home. I have people who do my compound. And one of the things that I have done is to ensure that the person who deals with them, it's my husband.
Yeah.
First, because men can tend to look down on women. Yeah. And then we've heard of incidents. Let's put it out there.
Electricians, we know them.
We've known of incidents, even of prominent people whose wives have slept with the gardeners. You know, I am not saying that, but we are simply saying if it has happened, it can happen, isn't it? Yeah. So one of the protection boundaries that we can put, and I said family protection boundaries have to do with how people are interacting within your homestead, isn't it?
Yeah.
So why don't you allow the man to handle the men?
Yeah.
If he's around, that it's my husband who tells the gardeners, I can tell him, this is what I want done. And as
but some men are just surveyors. They are coming, they come to a country and say, oh, ng'ombe ziko? Oh, okay. So, kuku ni ngapi 30? Okay. And then they sit down.
But let me also say this, NJOKI, that for most of us women, we have become so empowered, that we have stepped into our husbands' responsibilities even when they are there. I know it would be responsible to tell you that let him do if he's not doing. But I also believe that their responsibilities, and being a woman in a marriage, and I said we have workers, I have pushed on my husband and made him know this is your area of responsibility. Because it's important that I'm not burdened with everything. I have my role in taking care of the home, making sure the meals, the clothes, everything is in order. He also has his role in this home. That thing that will make him know, even if he's in Nairobi for a day or two, that I have a responsibility to go home and ensure that fence nilisema ikatwe, it has been done properly. And that will give that man first a sense of responsibility in his home, a sense of accountability, and it will also make that man feel needed at home. So there are roles that you push on a person and tell him, I'm taking care of the issues of the home, I'm taking care of the children, you take care of the ground. That is what will distinguish between a married man and an unmarried man. That he has responsibilities.
As we end, I want you to give like a bottom line. I don't want these two parties to live in fear of the people who are coming to their home because the two have chosen a promiscuous life. I want both of them to live in security. No matter who comes in the home, you as my wife, you are secure. You as my husband, you are secure. You don't have to feel insecure because you have gone for 3 days, I might do something. Or because my wife is in the rural area for a whole week, she's doing something. How do we help now? These two people, as much as they are trying to protect their family, live not in fear and secure.
One of the ways of getting rid of fear, even as we draw boundaries, is every person in the family having well-defined roles. You know, that this is my role, this is what I'm supposed to do in the family, this is my responsibility in the family. So if somebody oversteps that, you would ask them, why are you doing this? And this is partly my work. For instance, I am not insecure about my house helper staying with my husband in the home because, for one, I know what my responsibility is, and I know that if I need something done, it's me who gives the orders. So if I tell my house girl, I want you to do this and this and this, and then I find that she did differently because my husband told her
to do otherwise,
then he will have overstepped his mandate. He'll have gotten into a role that is not his, and so he'll be interfering with my workers. You know, so that even in my absence, I'm the one who calls the shots. You've been to one of my classes, and one of the things I set is systems. I believe in setting up systems even in the house that tells my house girl what she cooks on Monday, what she cooks on Tuesday, what jobs she does on Monday. So there is a system that's already rolling that in my absence or even in my presence, this girl knows what she's supposed to do. There is how we serve food, there is what we do, and it is me who's giving the order. So if I travel a month, she doesn't have to go to my husband to ask, tunapika nini leo? If I'm traveling a month, I have already organized the food for that 1 month. I have gone to Githurai market, I have purchased onions, and I know these ones, zikiwekwa vizuri, they should last that 1 week. I will not be home. The fridge is packed with tomatoes. Nakaa sina fridge, nimenunua zile mbichi, zile, and I know in 1 week, these things will all be there. So hakuna mahali house girl wangu na my husband watavukana sana. You know, so I'm putting boundaries, but at the same time, I'm not insecure. I'm simply saying, I love this man so much that I don't want him to have the stress of getting into my roles in my absence. And I love this girl so much because of the work she's doing for me and my children that I would not want her to get messed up within my territory, you know. And for the same thing with my husband, that I love my wife so much that I don't want to burden her with chores in the home, the children, and also the groundwork and the shamba work. So what I will do, no matter where I am the man of this home. I take care of security. Kwa hivyo fence, gate, compound, that is my area. So even when I'm away, I will call the shamba boy and ask him whether what I wanted to be done is being done. So I'm drawing boundaries, but at the same time, in drawing those boundaries, each one in the family is doing their roles, so that there is no mix-up of roles. Because let's say this, and maybe we'll do this in the next video, that when roles are mixed up, conflicts arise. Conflicts arise. And when everyone knows their part and plays it perfectly, then we have a happy and harmonious home. Our children are safe. Our workers are safe. We are safe because everyone is doing their part. But we are also saying, hata ukifanya part zako, auntie, I love you so much that when I'm around, please allow me to serve my husband. You know, you're doing it kindly. But whether there is fear or not, that now will depend on how you're being fearful. Because why? You're not serving your husband because you're not you are not because you're not capable of doing it, but because you're being negligent. But if I'm not serving my husband this week because I'm feeling unwell, but these other days when I'm around, I do it. When I'm not traveling, I am carrying out my responsibilities to the fullest. By the time my husband strays and looks at my house girl, I'm back. Na ndio mimi huyu nikifanya kazi yangu. But boundaries, Njoki, boundaries are the reason most families are getting messed up. Because every healthy families should have boundaries in place. And as I said, boundaries sini aina tatu. There is that boundary that is personal. There is that boundary that is relational. Mimi tuna relate, tunapendana, lakini hapa nani usivuke. You know, and then there is that family protection that's saying, my husband, I love you so much, but now that we are in this family, this is my territory.
And this is your territory.
This is your territory. This is how people can relate. And these are conversations, even those who are going through courtship, should actually have from the beginning. Nani watakujanga kwetu? Na wakikuja watakaa muda gani? Na tukiwa huku kwetu, watu watalalanga aje? Wageni wakikuja, how will we handle the sleeping arrangements? All of those things have to be played out.
So we are going to bring the video to the end. And one thing I wanted us to clarify is that boundaries are not made out of fear and not out of insecurity. It's boundaries are brought so that everybody can play their role. Yeah, and I hope you there, the viewer, has understood that when you're setting boundaries for your family, you're not setting them because you're afraid, you're not setting them because you're insecure, you're just setting them so that everybody can play their role. And thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for enlightening us on that, because people needed to hear that.
Okay.
Thank you so much. God bless you. This is Shine with NJOKI Kamanja Kethi, and as we always say, you're the light and you can shine.
Shine with NJOKI Kamanja Kethi.